Of all the words of mice and men, the saddest are, it might have been. Kurt Vonnegut. My middle school was located right across the street from a retirement home. We would use the fields behind their building when ours were being used as a parking lot. The honor students would go over there 2 afternoons a month to play games with the people who lived there and talk with them. Those were some of my best memories from 7th grade. It was awkward at first, but once we got used to the smell and grew familiar with their personalities, they became our friends. There was Marie, who thought we were just the cutest things ever; Emeralda, who was the wallflower of the bunch; John, the war veteran who didn't understand why he couldn't swear in front of us. It's the same bleepin' they're gonna hear out in the real world. And Bob, our adopted grandfather. Bob had been a teacher for 30-odd years. He skipped out on getting drafted for Vietnam, which he always said with a smirk on his face. His eyes were deep brown, with wrinkles sprouting out across his face like roots. He moved like a tree ant. He didn't have much energy, so every action had to have a purpose. Bob would tell us all sorts of stories about his first wife, followed by "thank God I found another woman to put up with me." He had a faded tattoo on his upper left arm. He would slide up his sleeve and laugh about it. I think it secretly still made him feel pretty cool. The stories I remember most were his stories of regret. How he almost went to New Orleans one year with his brother for Mardi Gras. How he wished he had children with his second wife. When he told these stories, you could almost see a weight on him, like he could collapse onto the floor at any minute. I loved Bob, but I promised myself I would not make the same mistakes he did. It's true that we end up more upset about the things we never did than the mistakes we took a chance on. Whenever I'm faced with a decision about whether or not to take a risk, I think about Bob, and then I think about what my older self would say. Would I be happy I played it safe? Or would I be happier I have another story to tell?